Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bearded King with me, Born Bearded Dave, and AA Ron. Aaron, how you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. You look like you've had a week this week.
Well,
As
we're in the process of breaking in a new manager.
that's always fun. Well, we got some people in. We'll go ahead and start saying hi to them real quick, and here shortly we're going to go ahead and pull in our guest in just a few minutes, guys. And let's trying to make sure I'm getting everybody marked here. Kind of had people all kind of come in at the same time here. All right. All right. So, Chris, looks like you were first in a few times over the last couple of days. Appreciate you being here, brother.
How's it going, Chris?
Car forever. Well, tell him I'm here. Will do. Appreciate you being here. Jeff Harmon, appreciate you being here, brother. And we got Ellie. Ellie, thank you for being here. Hi to everyone but Dave. I'm ignoring him.
That sounds about right.
Hey, if it's working, might as well stick with it, right?
Might as well.
And don't know for sure. This right here, I believe, is our guest. Can't wait to get him on today, guys. Really excited about this one. Santa Tom popping in to say hi. Can't stay. Have a great show. Appreciate you stopping in.
How's it going, Santa Tom?
Stanley, appreciate you being here, brother. And we got Valahar. Appreciate you being in.
How's it going?
Sliding over from Bishop Show. Ready for the next. There you go. Viking Papa, appreciate you being here. Romy, what's up, guys? I'll be in the chat. What's dinner is complete. I'll be missing all comments until then, unfortunately. But I appreciate you being here, brother.
What's going on, Romy?
And the beautiful couple, Bob and Terry, appreciate you guys being here. And for the introduction to our guest today. So thank you guys so much for your support. Donnie, appreciate you being here. Hope all is going well. Man, can we hang with the West Coast crew? Absolutely. Mr. Beetlebum, appreciate you being here. Don't think I've seen you here before, but appreciate you being in.
Absolutely.
Salt and Paprika, Rob, appreciate you being here. And then we got Jables in. Appreciate you being here, brother. Brooklyn Jess, appreciate you coming in. Where is your? Oh, there he is. You're gonna say, where's your other half there? Mark, appreciate you being here.
How's it going, Mark?
JB, and talk about beard goals right there.
What's up, JB?
The infamous Dot Lady, Miss K, Busy Bee Collective. Appreciate you being here, babe. There is the other half. Ray, appreciate you being here.
How's it going, Ray?
And Katie from Dead Smooth. Appreciate you being here, Katie. Hope everybody is having an amazing day so far. Oh, missed one. Chris from True North, appreciate you being here as always, brother, and all your support. Am I finally caught up? Are we finally caught up on sleep? Aaron, what about you? You caught up on sleep?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, definitely got caught up from that, but today's been a day. But that's all good. All right, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in our guest and let's get this conversation going. Everybody welcome in Justin. Justin, how you doing today, brother?
I'm good. My lagging still.
Well, I'm hearing you talk, but your face ain't moving. But so it might be a little bit there.
Technical difficulties already.
Yep, it happens. It happens. Let's see if it catches up here. Hasn't quite yet. Oh,
No.
Did we lose him?
Hold on, let me change my
no.
devices.
All right. I can hear him, but it's kind of a still shot there.
There he's moving now.
There you go.
I
Definitely
hope
see you now.
I hope I don't lag too bad. Apologies for that. Pleasure to meet
It looks,
everybody.
yeah, looks like everything caught up. So appreciate you coming in. And once again, I appreciate Bob and Terry for the introduction. Getting us introduced to one another. Really do appreciate it. And James Rusky, appreciate you being here. Got some
Welcome,
new
James.
names coming in. This is all right. So first off, one of the things that I noticed about you is that you're really big into the beer competition scene. I've recently found the addiction for it over this last year or so. So yeah, what was it that pulled you in?
Well, I actually never went to any type of beard competition, and the 2023 Nationals were being held in Daytona Beach at the Peabody,
Nice.
and I just happened to be scrolling on Facebook and saw a sponsored ad for it, and I'd had a beard like 15 years, and I've never seen or heard of competitions. I've seen. I take that back. I've seen the YouTube stuff where you see the guys with the crazy freestyles and stuff like that. But I looked at my wife and kid, and I was kind of struggling with my mental health at the time, and I was like, I need a day for me, and
Mm-hmm.
they're like, well, that sounds like it's right up your alley. It was a little bit shorter than this at the time, and I just went for it, and
There you go.
it was a long day.
Ooh,
I'll put it that way.
I bet. So that was the first one that you came into was
Yeah,
Nationals then?
I competed in nationals, placed 5th in the nation,
Nice.
which that was pretty cool for me. So, and then the story grows from here.
Yeah, I think we're losing you there, brother.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. There we go.
This happened on the last podcast I was on. I apologize. I reset my router. I restarted my computer.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes a minute for it to catch up and be okay. I think we're doing okay. And you were saying from Nationals?
Yeah, from nationals, I got to meet some pretty cool people. I got up on stage and I was so nervous that I barely made it through introducing myself on stage. And the MC that day just drugged me through it. Like he saw how nervous I was. 'Cause I'm a veteran, a service connected veteran for PTSD, non-combat. I was a firefighter. Um, I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything, and I don't like the big crowds of people. But I was trying to find something new. I was trying to find purpose in my life, and that day was once I got on stage. The very first judge I got up to was Natalie Johnson, and she just looked at me and she said, "Take a deep breath, relax. This is your time. Have fun and enjoy it." And then I got judged on down the line, and by the time I got to the end of the line, it was my element, and I was feeling the music that was playing in the background, and I went and stood on the platform and just enjoyed my time in the spotlight, and it changed my life from there. About 2 weeks later, I decided I wanted to share that joy that it brought me, and I wanted to host my own competition, but I didn't know how. So I ended up finding some help, and it kept growing.
There you go. There you go. Let me address this real quick. James, I have started your question, and I will get to it as soon as possible. But the short answer to your question is yes, you can use a straightener daily. Right now, we do have a guest on. This is something that we don't do often. So we are trying to pay particular attention to our guest. And I apologize if you feel like you're being ignored. That is not the intention. So, all right. And you're saying, sorry about that.
No worries.
So you started building into your own competitions, and the last one for the 22 a day foundation that you guys were running, was that one of the comps that you set up?
Yes, sir. That was my 5th competition that I've set up since 2023. I hosted 2 in 2024. I hosted 1 in 2025, and I've hosted 2 this year already, which I'm going to take a break from the rest of the year and go compete and judge at some others. Just enjoy myself.
Okay. That's awesome. Me and AA Ron and Miss K we're all talking to the one up here in Oakers for a Celtic festival that we're putting together. Yeah, so and that's coming up in October. So we're really excited about that. The first one left a lot to be desired for the competition. So and they asked us for some help. So it's a whole new world when you start getting into actually getting the competitions together.
Yeah, it's like a wedding planner, but with facial hair.
Right. Right. Yeah. And all different sizes and shapes of facial hair too. I'm tell you.
Yeah, it's fun though.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, my first competition, I went big or went home. Went straight to Worlds in Pittsburgh this last year, and it was awesome. Then I went from there. I went to the Buckeye Beard Battle in. Thank you. To the Buckeye Beard Battle in Ohio, which we are planning on doing this year as well.
I'll see you there.
Are you going to be there? Awesome.
I will be.
That's awesome. So yeah, it's one of those. Went to it last year, and it was just a great time. Worlds was great. So many great people. But with Buckeye, it seemed like everybody was just kind of condensed right there with a smaller event. Everybody just kind of condensed, and you get a chance to talk to everybody, and it was really awesome.
Yeah, every competition I've learned with the ones I've traveled to, I've been in the big ones, I've been in the smaller, even the smallest one I've ever been in. That was where I won a best in show, and I won like a $250 awesome cooler at it. You know,
there you go.
It was cool. It was one of the best competitions I've been to. Not to knock any of the other ones, but it was small. It was together. Everybody was there for each other. You know, the camaraderie at all of them is what really brought me into it, because I hadn't felt that kind of brotherhood since my military service. You know, where I had a group of people that had my back no matter what, and I've literally gained family. There's the people that have talked about me in here. Mr. Beetlebum, he was just here for my 22 a day. He judged for me. He flew all the way from Canada. We met through Twitch video gaming, and he's actually where I shared my mental health story for the first time. And he's become a brother. Carr, one of the same guys. He's a brother, even though he tries to burn my house down in Minecraft.
Yeah. That's. Go ahead, Aaron.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we have going on too. We have like a Minecraft realm for family members and stuff like that. It's always a good time.
Yeah, video gaming is just, to me, it's like the beard stuff for me. It's been a form of therapy and helped me with my mental health. So could go any different way with it.
Right. And speaking of which, I love the fact that a lot of these competitions are for mental health. They're also for veterans. They're also for prostate cancer awareness. There's so many great charities out there, and knowing that you're getting into the competition and helping out this charity, it's amazing. I think Buckeye had combat kayaks this last year, and I believe they're doing the same thing this year as well. And it really gave me a respect for this bearded community, where you see the people in these live streams, and then you see them actually in person, and they're supporting these charities, and they don't even have to be the biggest charities, but they're out there supporting them. It just kind of makes you feel good that your contribution helped in some way.
Yeah, one of my favorite. Sorry, this lag's gonna kill us every now and then. I apologize.
You're good. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was one of the things I love about the community is it's so unique, and it's so diverse too. There's the beard product side of it, and some of those people don't know that there's a competitive side of it. So whenever you're meshing the two together, and that's what I've been trying to do, is reach out through different connections and have people that didn't know that it was a real thing, like, hey, you don't have to compete, but come hang out. I promise you'll compete next time. I don't even push people to compete anymore because it'll sell itself if they sit out there.
Right. And it's awesome just getting involved in that brotherhood, where the people that you meet online, even in this community, when you meet them in person, it's a lot of the times they're no different than what they are when they're in your chat rooms, and everybody working together for a like goal. And it's amazing to see that brotherhood. You don't see it often, and I've heard it often talked about as being like a military kind of thing, where you have that brotherhood and you have that camaraderie.
Yes, sir.
And Car Forever, thank you so much for the super chat. I would never burn your house down in Minecraft. Everything around it, sure. And if it happens to spread, I get that. Thank you so much for the super chat.
You've been accused of burning some houses down in Minecraft, haven't you, Dave?
Well, kind of my own. You see, we got some practical jokers in this in our family, and they'll put like stuff like chicken bombs in your house, and you try to be smart and burn it with lava, and then you catch your whole house on fire. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, video games is pretty healing sometimes.
It is, and just be able to go on and laugh is fun. Just being able to build something, laugh, and just hang out with like-minded people. It's cool. Ultimately, beard growth isn't about hair; it's about tension between expectation and follicles. Meditate by the mirrors occasionally. Let's see.
It's definitely some deep thoughts right there.
It is. So it's so I know that you mentioned that you're military, and that you've run into some your PTSD, service connected. Is there anything on that you would like to kind of tie in with the beard competitions and what those have done to help with that?
Actually, that's kind of why I do all of this. It's been my form of therapy. Once I started putting on these competitions, it gave me a sense of purpose again, because I had lost all my purpose. I was angry. I was upset. I'm actually almost 7 years sober. I got a sober app on my phone. I'll tell you the exact number of days. I know my 2,500 days sober is this weekend, May 9th.
Awesome.
Or Yeah. But
Congratulations.
thank you. 6 years, 9 months, and 21 days as of right now.
Nice.
Awesome.
Um,
Yeah, that's
and
awesome. We got some people in the community who have family members that are going through that very thing, and it's it's not an easy thing. But yeah, continue. Feel free.
yeah, I self-medicated myself with alcohol. That's mama.
Well, Karen, appreciate you being here.
Yeah. I self-medicated with alcohol for my whole adult life. I learned how to party in the military. I learned how to do a lot of things in the military, and I brought home a lot of things from the military that should have stayed in the military, but they didn't. And whenever I sobered up, I found out that I was self-medicating that I didn't know. I was the whole time I drank, I was just drinking because I was happy. I was drinking because I was angry. All of the emotions, I tied them to alcohol. It
Right.
was an addiction, but it was also a choice I made every day when I woke up, when I went to sleep. And I finally, my hangovers were getting so bad that I had started contemplating suicide because it was bad, bad. The nausea, all day vomiting, it was almost borderline alcohol poisoning. Um, I wasn't a good father, a good husband, friend, son, brother, any of it. And whenever I sobered up and finally got all the drugs out of my system, alcohol, PTSD started revealing itself. And I thought anxiety was fake. I thought depression was fake. I was raised, the rub dirt on it, walk it off, toughen it up. You're a man. Like I was raised that way, and
Right.
there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a tough joker, and I thought I could push my way through it, and couldn't. I went to the ER for my first 3 panic attacks because I thought
Hmm.
I was dying. And whenever you get into that mindset, it's hard to claw your way out, especially by yourself. And that's been my biggest thing now. Is I tell everybody that all this mental health stuff, it's easier played together than on solo mode.
Hmm.
Especially whenever you've got somebody that's walked your walk. They can be your light, and they can be your anchor. It's good to have a battle buddy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, got one here from Mike Brewer. Justin, I know you don't know me, but I first learned of you when the VA featured you in an article a few years ago. Much respect to you and your cause.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
brother.
And I think that's where I was going to talk to you about I believe the article was talking about the whole health, not just your
Yep.
physical health, but your mental health as well. And yeah, whatever you'd like to discuss on that, and because
Yeah.
I think this is all tying in. So
Absolutely, it does. It's part of why the 22 a day got started. Is I've been trying to get with the Orlando VA and work with them to help hold a competition for about a year and a half.
Nice.
I got a lot of no's, but I'm hard headed and I don't like being told no. You can ask my wife. Um, but I kept pushing, and I finally found the right people in the VA, and we started putting on stuff together, and the 22 a day ended up happening. They were on site.
awesome.
We only raised about $650 total for the day. It was a smaller competition,
Hmm.
um, but the VA was on site with the whole health team and the Orlando Vet Center. For veterans that don't know, the Orlando Vet Centers, they're separate from the VA, but they work with the VA.
Okay.
I've had very good luck with therapy there. I get seen twice a month biweekly, unless timing and we have to reschedule stuff. But they help me maintain as where the whole health program whenever I was fresh into learning about my PTSD and my anxiety and depression, the whole health group at the VA, they have mind and body classes. There's yoga, tai chi. There's all sorts of different therapies that they help you through, and they kind of help. It's more of a holistic approach to your mental health. Of whenever you go to a doctor, it's you feel like it's a lot of pills and prescriptions, especially with the VA. That's a big stigma. I've had 2 major surgeries done at the VA. I had a tumor in my neck that was pulled out, that was wrapped around my jugular.
Oh, wow.
I just had a hemorrhoidectomy last year. It was one of the worst years of my life.
Wow.
But the VA did it. They have great surgeons. I would venture to say that the veterans complaining about the VA, they don't give them a chance to help them. They go in there upset, and you got to give people a chance sometimes.
I think, and I think Aaron can attest to this as well. With Papa Sofa, he is a veteran as well, and he's been going to the vet center when we were younger, and also to the VA hospital as well. And the VA hospital of years ago, it's much better now than it used to be.
For sure.
So there's always that. There was that transition where things got better, where the doctors got better, and it just seemed like the care in general got better. It wasn't just oh, you have PTSD, here, take this pill and go home. Now they're offering, mental health services and things like that. Because I think you said it earlier, just, we would, and even with the veterans, I don't think we realized how much that was just kind of brought into the veterans that came home as well. Hey, just rub some dirt in it, and push through it. And it's easier said than done sometimes. It's without that guidance to push through it, where do you start?
Yep.
So
yeah, I wanted to address her comment about wishing her anxiety was fake. That's how I felt before it started happening to me. And whenever it started happening, that's when I had to figure out how to beat it, because that was when I first really got into the suicidal dark thoughts, and I ended up getting really desperate and I called the VA, and I had one doctor that gave me a reason to keep pushing. That week that I pushed through, I ended up doing a spiritual plant medicine ceremony, ayahuasca, which it was a last resort thing for me, and I was so desperate, I did it, and it's also one of the reasons I'm sitting here. It changed my life. It gave me new perspective. There's so much out there that we don't know about until we start clawing for air. And that's how I found it, and I found it through luck and a friend.
Right.
But I learned quickly that anxiety and depression was very real and very dangerous if not handled right. And that's kind of why I've been talking about it in my competitions, because I want people to know that it's okay to not be okay.
Absolutely. And it's okay to ask for help. And, that's one of the, real quick, Viking Papa, my son's on day 18 and going strong. Very proud of him. And, give him a pat on the back for us. And, if you or him or anybody needs somebody to talk to, you got my email. And, hey man, I'm very proud of him. So that's awesome. 18 days. That's 18 days of making a decision to better yourself. And to kind of go back to what you were talking about, Justin, on the it's okay to not be okay. And yeah, at that point where you actually sought help, was this was your last straw, your last, attempt to find a way to be okay. I think part of the stigma of talking about mental health is, we bury things so much that we don't even search for help until it's almost too late, and that's the scary part. Um, what if it was a um, you just wind up calling and getting a busy signal that day. What could have changed? What could have been different? And it's because we wait way too long to seek help. Um,
Yeah.
whether that's from our veterans or from men's mental health in general, or mental health in general, and that goes for the ladies that wind up having to deal with our shit, as we're dealing with our shit, or trying to figure out how we need to deal with it. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's just that pushing to the last minute is the scary part.
Yeah. I see a comment by Busy Bee asking about any helpful things that you could say to somebody. I'm not a mental health professional yet. I'm
Oh,
actually
sorry.
working on that currently. But just tell them you love them and that they're not alone. When somebody's at the point of suicide, they're in a very dark spot, um, and they don't feel that there's a way out. Whenever death is the only option on the table, like over fighting for your family
Mhm.
or for anybody. I mean, you got to fight for yourself, or it's never going to stick. But when death is the winning option, they feel alone. That's where I was. I know that's where friends of mine have been. I've actually buried some friends. One recently in October. My best friend committed suicide, and he was one of my battle buddies. Never saw it coming. People learn to hide it well. So just letting people know that you love them and that you're there. Um, People also need to know that it's safe to talk to mental health professionals. 988 is a great
Absolutely.
option to give somebody. They're
Yep.
actually certified for that. Veterans, they press 1. Normal people, or I say normal people, civilians press. They don't press anything. I think they just hit 9888. So normal people. I apologize. That sounded bad. That's how we say it in the
All right.
military as a veteran. Like, oh,
Right.
those normies, civvies.
Yep. Yep.
Yes, it's a national hotline.
Right. Yeah. 988
It's a suicide
is something we've
hotline.
talked about here as well. It's, and for anybody that's come in that may be um, in the background, in the shadows, and not really messaging much. If you need help, not one of us on here tonight is a doctor or a therapist, but if you need help and you feel like you're at your wits end, dial 988, seek some help, and it's probably one of the strongest things that you'll ever do is get the help that you need.
Yeah.
It's good to hear that it's gotten better. I'm a Navy brat going through my dad's stuff with him and grew to hate the VA. There's a lot of great people that work there, though, right? And and it has gotten better. I mean, even growing up, we kind of hear the horror stories of uh, of the VA care from years ago, and I don't feel that it is the same care that the veterans are currently getting now, which is great.
No, they're getting way better care now. Dad, when the last time he had to go in for something major, he had walking pneumonia, and they saved his life. So that was
Right.
10 years ago, and he was in his 70s. They really had a hard time because of his age. but they saved his life. So I got nothing but respect for them.
Right.
Yeah, there's so many programs available to veterans. I mean, even civilians, there's so many programs. There's nonprofits with certified, mental health professionals on staff. I know in the video gaming world, um, I'm part of a group of guys that we all hang out and play video games together and laugh and joke and prank each other.
Mhm.
But they have a peer support confidential ticket system where you submit a ticket and somebody with not therapist level but peer support type, um,
Mhm.
it's a peer support certification. They're there for volunteering just to be there for a live, hey, like I need help now. It might not happen within 30 seconds. That's where 988 and stuff comes in. But
Right.
if you were a video gamer and had a Discord and were in this chat, you could jump right into it and there would be somebody there to talk to. So these nonprofits help out. Warrior Now out of Colorado.
Mhm.
I'm going there for the Mile High Beard Bout. They're the charity for
Nice.
that event. They hold a sober chat buddy check every night at 7 Mountain Time, which would be 9 o'clock Eastern. So there's so many avenues for help that people just got to know about.
Right. And and I commend you for that. Anybody, and I know that's not why you're doing it. You're not doing it for the pat on the back and things like that. You're going through, you're telling your story, and like you mentioned earlier today, backstage, the more you tell your story, the more comfortable you get telling your story, and who knows what your story can do to bring somebody else out of the mental health situation that they're currently in. Maybe from listening to your story, they'll be willing to go out and seek help. Um, like, hey, it worked for this guy. It's working for this guy, and yeah, I commend you for that.
Thank you.
It's not an easy thing to do. Many vets have told me that the best thing to say to someone in a dark place is, "Listen, just talk and listen." Yep, and just having an ear open for somebody that needs it, that needs to get it off their chest. Um, hey, regardless of anything going on, I love you. And there's like the I Love You Bro project out of Utah with Tyson and Joe up there. That's an amazing story as well. If you haven't checked that one out, Justin, I would highly suggest checking out Dad Bods and Beard with Joe from I Love You Bro. It's an amazing story, and
I
I
think
think
they just had a competition. They teamed up with Justin Noonley, the TikTok guy, and they put on a competition and shaved off the guy's beard afterwards. I was supposed to go to that, but I couldn't.
oh, with Logan, yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
was God, how long ago was that? 6-8 months ago, somewhere in there.
I think it was 6-8 months ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great group of guys, and they're definitely making a difference. Let's see. Viking Papa says, I make sure to tell him every day, um, give him positive support. Yep.
Yeah, just
See,
being there for people in a bad spot. I mean, when people are that upset, there's nothing you could really say to get them out of it. Just letting them know that you're there, so they don't feel alone. That's been the biggest thing to me.
Right. You'd be a perishable deaf mute, and you'd still outperform 50% of the people online. Just come in game with us. Yep.
Yeah, you don't have to be good.
That's what I was just going to say. You don't have to be good. Just your participation is almost enough.
Yep.
The fun. I had more fun learning to play games than whenever I started getting better at them. The old tabletop games
Mm.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, I think there's like true friendships that can be made with gaming as well. I mean, um, we were on Destiny for many years, me and my son, and no AA Ron was on there as well. Yeah, you talk to so many people, and you talk to them for years, and during weekly resets and things like that, and they just become part of that segment in your life of people that mean something to you, and just being able to go on a game and just kind of hang out with like-minded people and just hear a chat sometimes is therapeutic.
It's an alternate reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Beetlebum's a perfect example. When he flew from Canada down here to Florida for my beard competition, I'd never met him in person. I've just seen him over, he's been a pixel my whole life. And he was my brother before he even stepped on the plane in Canada. And he stayed at my house for a few days, along with another guy I'd never met. My mom, she cringes so bad. She's like, "Oh, so you've never met these people before." I'm like, "Yeah, they would all take a bullet for me, even Carr. He won't admit it though."
Yeah, I had oddly enough, I have some friends that I grew up gaming with, and they've all moved, and we've all moved to different places, and that's how we just kind of keep in touch. We get online and play a game that we all like to play, even if it's just a silly game. Just to catch up. It's a lot of fun. Recently, we got the family together and play. I even got my son, and we all got together in a Minecraft world and started building things. And I find Minecraft very, very therapeutic. It's slow paced. You can do whatever you want. If you're not in the mood to really do anything, you can just dig or mine. And it's just, I don't know. I just find it really relaxing, calming.
Yep, it is, man. And there's so many genres of games. I mean, there's games now where you can be a cashier at a little mom and pop shop, and you got to stock the shelves. Like, who wants to do that for fun? League of
Right.
Legends, League of Legends is I've watched people play it, and I don't like slamming my fingers in a door, so I'm not gonna play that game.
I was gonna try it, but I don't think that's kind of in my wheelhouse of games. Um, it just seems to me it's like if you don't know how to play it already, you're not gonna be good.
It's so
Right,
hard.
right.
But some people love those games all the way
Oh
to
yeah.
you got the shooters, the
Mhm.
I'm playing Division 2 right now with some of the guys. Carr is one of them. He's
Nice.
teaching me the game. And it's an alternate reality, and you disconnect from all the crap you were thinking about that day. And then, with the chats I'm in, 1 minute we're going to be talking about the stupid stuff we did that day and laughing and joking about the game. And then somebody like, I've done it. Hey guys, you guys mind if I bring up some deep stuff? And we'll
Right.
talk about PTSD, right there in the middle of playing games. And then
Yeah.
somebody will shoot you in the face and kill you, and everybody laughs, and you go back to talk. The conversations are so different and so much fun. So,
Right. I
highly
mean, I
recommend
can't.
gaming.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times that I got a buddy of mine in Nebraska. Man, I've talked to him for going on the last 20 years now. That he's having a bad day. It's like, okay, you know what? Let's just go into a private chat and a private lobby and talk. And it's amazing how that just helps. Power washing simulators, my anti-stress game. It's glorious. I have not seen that one yet, but I might have to try that because I do get gratification out of that. Seeing
It's
that.
it's one of those that I've had. You enjoy watching it, and then you can find an app, and then find just, it's like the worst graphics you can imagine, but it's still satisfying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back when we were younger, all the games they didn't link up and all that LAN play,
Mhm.
and
Right.
Yeah, we got bribed with like, you want an extra hour to play the Nintendo 64.
Right.
Now I'm bribing my 11-year-old with Fortnite bucks.
Oh, wow.
Same. Yeah, I got a
Yeah.
13-year-old. I gotta bribe him for the do anything with Fortnite V-Bucks.
Hey, there you go, though. I didn't have that when the kids are growing up. So it's kind of one of those. Well, I take that back. I think online gaming was really starting to take off back then. So, yeah.
Yeah, gaming's got
Over
so
pack
much to it.
CDs.
And I'm trying to link the gaming with the mental health, with the beard products. I'm a brand ambassador for Big Sexy Beard and Body. They sponsor my competitions. Except this last one, I wanted to do a veteran owned because, with the 22 a day, I was trying to keep everybody involved, veterans. And I had Bane Blends. He stepped up for that.
Yep.
But
Great guy.
I'm trying to mesh everything together, and
Right.
I get all those different genres of people together. And then while I'm on stage, hey, I've been there. I know how hard it is.
Right.
We love you.
I-
Come on.
I've been kind of wanting to get into like some gaming, streaming gaming. And and I talked to Dave about it too. We just haven't figured out how to do it yet. But here recently, I just started to make a Raspberry Pi into a retro machine for my boys, so they can actually play, those couch side by side games, like the old Contra games and stuff like that on Nintendo.
The OG
And
games, man.
yeah, so they can actually experience what we got to experience as kids, because they just don't do that kind of stuff anymore.
No,
Right.
there's so much out there.
Right. And it's and I think that's a good goal to have. Bringing people together. Regardless how you bring them together. A lot of people are in this chat right now because the beer products and the beer community has brought them together. A lot of people are in this chat because they found something that gives them that camaraderie, which is extremely important. And I don't think that we um, give enough light to how much camaraderie actually helps. I think it's one of those byproducts of these communities, but I don't think we realize how much that alone makes a difference in people's lives. Um, I mean, I'm thankful for every person that pops in here and they get something out of one of these live streams. And it's kind of going back to what me and Aaron have talked about since we got on here. It's like, hey, because we've had some discussions that went pretty deep, and it's kind of one of those, hey, you know what? Somebody can find this live stream, on YouTube 5 years from now, watch it and get something out of it. And who knows if it helps that one person, then it's worth it. And they start hearing about the gaming community. They start hearing about the mental health aspect of beard care and things like that. And, kind of, well, hey, there's a community for that. And just start, find somewhere to start in their journey of healing. All done with dinner, just chilling out, listening this evening. Been feeling overwhelmed with a lot lately. Hope everyone as well. You know what, Romy? Appreciate it, brother, and completely get it. You need anything, you have my. Feel free to message me anytime, brother, if you need to talk. Question: I hear Big Sexy was named after Justin Cheatham.
I wish I could take credit for that. Mr.
tell you what,
Sean
that beard,
Glander is
though.
Big Sexy.
Man, you got some density to that beard there, and you got a mustache that I've been trying to grow for a while. I haven't touched my mustache in 2.5 years. It just does not want to get much thicker.
When I first started competing, I was shaving and trimming everything because I wanted to eat cleanly and all the things that I miss dearly now. Um, and I'm friends with, these people that judge competitions and stuff. I was like, well, how do I get more points? I want to win. And my will to win and my competitiveness is the only reason I have this mustache, because I hate this thing with a passion, because every time I eat, I have to spread it open or I get food all in it. I tuck my beard into my shirt so I don't get it in my soup.
Yep. That beard tuck, that's something real right there. I mean, if you guys don't do that, you're missing out.
It's a beer life hack, 100% when you're
Right.
eating soup,
Right.
cereal, just dinner. Like having it probably half this length, I could lean over a plate, but having it this long, it pulls it back to my chin. So if I do dribble, it drops back on the plate like a normal person.
Yep.
Otherwise, I do have leftovers that I can eat an hour later if I really
Yeah, it's
wanted
kind
to.
of Yep. But I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've kind of leaned over my plate and to grab something to eat. That way, it falls back into the plate, and then all of a sudden, my beard winds up into the tapatio or something that's in the little puddle right there. Just kind of dipping it in there. It happens.
JB's got a video he posted where he spun a spoon with ice cream on it. He put it up to his mouth and then he spun it, and
Wow.
it stuck to the spoon and he was able to eat without spreading his mustache. I was like, this guy's a genius. I've been following him ever since.
JB, he's a great guy. He's also one of those guys that I look forward to meeting at some point soon, I hope. Man, I tell you what, talk about beard goals. He's got that link that I'm really looking forward to
Yes, he
getting to at
does.
some point. And and I think that was one of those things at Worlds where you just wind up getting into a beard overload. So many great beards, and I'm sure it's the same way at Nationals. They actually have a Nationals coming up in LA in August. I'm not sure we're going to be able to make it to. I'd like to try to, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to make it to. And I'm sure that's going to be pretty similar as well. You get people like Mitch with a beard, and people that
Yep.
have their beards that are actually longer than I am tall.
It's a 3-footer.
I am kind of on the short side of things, so
Yeah, Mitch is a good friend of mine. He's judged every one of my competitions I've hosted,
nice.
and he's become a really close friend. His beard is insane.
Right.
I mean, all the way down to his waist, 3 foot and 9 years of growth. That's dedication.
Right.
Putting up with a lot.
Right.
Yeah, I got to. Oh, go ahead, buddy. No, you first.
I was just gonna say, yeah, 3 feet. That's definitely a goal, and at 10 years, and it looks good. It looks healthy too. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely doing something right with it.
Yeah, I think it's about finding a beard company that you really enjoy, that you want to support and follow. There's so many out there: True North, Big Sexy, Bane, Mad Viking. These are all really great companies. You just got to find what your nose likes, what your skin likes. My skin and your skin might be different. Following guys like you that are teaching people this stuff. It's people don't know. Dude, I didn't know about washing my beard with anything different than my head and shoulders.
Right.
The rest, people don't know these things, and it's eye opening.
It is, and it surprised me. The first time I started growing my beard, I started getting in, and I think like everybody else, you kind of you start doing some research, and it's with me. I had the awesome experience of having the wrong barber for me, and wound up shaving it off, and then just over 2 years ago, started growing it again. Ran into, like everybody else, ran into Dan C, and started learning how to take care of it, and started doing a lot of research, and then it's like, hey, we can do this, and we can tie it into, hey, this is what growing a beard has done for me, it's given me that time to get into self-care and realize that, hey, it feels good to take that, that 5 to 20 minutes to just for me, to take care of myself, which has led me and Aaron both into our journey of losing weight and doing something better for ourselves, for our bodies. And I think beard care has just been that stepping stone, and I know it's been like that for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but what you just said, it made me think about when I had my surgery this past March. Hemorrhoidectomy is not for the faint of heart. It was super painful. Um, I'm not going to explain it very much because
Right.
people can look it up. It's one of the top most painful surgeries you can have for
Wow.
obvious reasons. And after about the third day of just immense pain, no sleep, um, we decided, me and my wife, I was like, help me hobble to the shower. I'm not going to move very much. I had all my beard stuff right there. And just washing my beard and my face and my body and getting clean again. And I got out and put some beard oil in and pampered myself. Like
Mhm.
it changed my whole mood, you know,
Right.
self
And
care.
guys, Miss Busy Bee Collective has put Justin's Facebook link in the description. Make sure to check him out and give him a follow. He's doing some great things. And, I'm excited to see where things are going to go for you over this next year or two.
Me too.
If there's anything that we can do to help you at all, please don't hesitate to ask. We're there. We're in your corner. And, we really just love what you're doing.
Thank you.
I had a question here from J Farm. How about blowing your nose with a mustache? Any tips? Man,
Uh,
I tell you,
Shower.
Shower afterwards.
right? Depending,
So you can wash it
right,
back out. That
right,
would be my easiest step.
right. And
Yeah,
my mind just went right back to the Johnny Ray wipes. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, well, why would I really need one of those wipes? And then I'm like, okay, what? I can think of 5 reasons right off the top of my head if I really think about it. So that
Yeah,
might be one of them too.
it is. I want to just thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to get on here and be able to talk openly. We could
Absolutely.
spend probably 2 or 3, 4 hours sitting here talking about mental health and
Right.
everything. But just having the opportunity to get on here and getting my name out to somebody else,
Hmm.
and they follow my page and they see me post a beard competition that I'm gonna go judge, or I'm just gonna go compete. Maybe it's close to somebody and they get to experience what I got to experience and the joy it brought me.
Right. Right. Uh, Alicia, how much weight are you guys down now? Aaron, how you doing? I haven't we haven't really had much of an opportunity to talk this week. How you doing on your weight loss journey for
still on track. I'm down probably about 22 pounds.
That's good. I could tell I could really start telling your face. I'm currently down 19 pounds. So over the last few weeks. So a lot of that was water, which it's slowed down, but things are going good.
Mhm.
Let's see. Use the boogers to style the mustache? No. Well, you might be able to.
Might be
But
on to the next $1 million idea right there.
right there, yeah, and hey, those are little tins too, so it wouldn't take much to fill them up, like those death grip tins.
Yeah, actually,
Let's see.
I had to start shaving my mustache down or trimming it down shorter in the middle here because I got tired. I couldn't do anything with mine, and every time I turn around, it was just everywhere. So I was like, I can't deal with this, especially working. I have to look presentable, or they'll want me to shave it off. So I have to keep it somewhat presentable. And then I was
Right,
like, nope,
right,
I'm not gonna. I feel better about it now. I don't get as much stuff in it, and it's a lot easier to maintain for me.
right.
Miss Busy Bee, if you can look up, it's a nonprofit. Oh, of course, the blur is going to mess with me. It's called 6 Feet Over. Um, SIXFTOVER.org. I found this at the Great American 2 years ago, and this card, it has one side. It said, "This card is a cry for help. Stay with this person. You are their lifeline. Listen, do not judge me. They might have a hard time telling you their needs while they're in an emotional distress or crisis. Call or go to someone who can help." And then it has some phone numbers, the crisis line. And on the other side of the card, if you're the person having, the difficult time, it says, "I need your help. If I am giving you this card, it means I am in emotional crisis and I don't know how to ask for help. I am not sure if I am capable to keep myself safe, but trust you to believe me and care enough to help me. I am sorry if this is scaring you. It's scaring me too. Please stay with me until I calm down and feel safe, or assist me in finding help." So without even saying a word, they have created this card, and I took a stack of them 2 years ago, and I don't have many left, but I got the contact number for their nonprofit. Um,
Awesome.
Amazing nonprofit for veterans, suicide in general. Uh, Highly recommend them. So thank you for posting that.
Absolutely. Justin is the hottest guy I've ever seen. There you go.
I'll stop it.
Savage Woodchuck. Oh, quit it. No, go ahead.
You're gonna
Go
make
ahead.
me blush. Not that you'd be able to see much of it, but
I don't know. Definitely be able to see it with me. I don't hide the blushing very well. My ears get red. My face gets red. And I think Aaron's pretty much the same way. That is the greatest card ever. Absolutely. I'm definitely going to be looking into it. I would actually like to pick up some of those as well. I just pulled up the um, the website here, and yeah, I appreciate you letting us know about that.
Be a cool
That was
thing to
something.
start adding to like products that are given away or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, there's so many nonprofits out there. I could name 10 other nonprofits right now for
Right.
veterans and mental health and stuff. If anybody wants to know any of that stuff, message me on Facebook. I have no problem sharing all the information I've learned about the VA, mental health, um, just all the things to help anybody find whatever they need.
Right. Karen Gill says that she is so proud of you, Justin. And hey, you know what? Sometimes it's good to just kind of hear that and know that having the confirmation that we're doing something important, something that is important for ourselves, let alone for others. Having that support behind you is amazing. I know Aaron it feels the same way about Alicia. It would be hard for us to do what we're currently doing without the support of our significant others. And I'm very thankful for them as well. And here is Justin's link again to his Facebook. Make sure you guys give him a follow. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and kind of get everything closed down for the night. Justin, do you have anything you would like to close with? You have an open floor and to talk about
Uh,
whatever you'd like.
yeah, I guess just to wrap everything up, um, find a passion. Find something that gives you a reason to want to get out of bed. Uh, find positivity in your life, because that's one of the hardest things to do, is be happy. It's easy to be mad or sad, but you have to really work to be cheerful and fight away from the bad things. So just focus on positivity. Let people know that you love them.
Mm,
You never know who's struggling, how they're struggling. You don't know somebody else's story. So try to be kind to other people. And don't fight this stuff alone. We got to break the stigma of, being too tough to talk about this stuff, because
Right.
we're literally losing 22 veterans a day, and that's not counting the civilian suicides.
Mhm.
There's PTSD is not just a military thing. It's just we have our special way of getting it. There's so much. So just be there for people. Let people know you love them, and find a local beard competition. Go to one of these big ones. You don't have to compete. Just go make friends. You'd be surprised how electric it is, and how much it'll pull you in.
Right.
Thank you, Phil.
Question for Justin: how is that camera not melting down with all that hotness?
He's one of the guys that I've made. He's one of my family. He's a family now. He's a brother.
Right.
He comes to all the competitions, and that guy's got a beast of a beard.
Yep, he absolutely does. And he's also one of those guys that I feel blessed to have known and to be in contact with. Is Phil. Really great guy. First met him in Pittsburgh, and then again in Buckeye. And those comp blues, man, those comp blues are real. You get in and start talking to people, and then you don't get to see them for another 6 months to a year, but it's worth it when you meet some great people. So
Yeah, I met Bob and Terry through DNC's meetup along with JB. It's the only reason I'm sitting here is because of somebody in this chat. I got this
Right.
opportunity, and it's awesome, all because of some beard hair.
Right. And Bob and Terry couldn't ask for better people. Amazing people, and appreciate them getting us introduced. And thank you so much for coming on. Aaron, you got anything you'd like to close with tonight?
No, not really. Just be good.
Right.
Keep your ears open, and people just need to. Sometimes they just need someone to listen.
Absolutely. All right, guys. All right. Well, guys, make sure to follow Justin on Facebook. And if you guys have any questions, definitely get with him. Justin, go ahead and hold off after the show. We'll talk in the backstage here a little bit before we leave for the day. Bob and Terry Louise are a blessing to us in this community. Absolutely agree. True North. Yep. Great people. Great show. Cheers. And guys, thank you for everybody that has come in today. The people that are brand new in here. It does not go unnoticed. Appreciate you guys being here and supporting that road to 1K. We're on our road to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting there, and I appreciate you guys for your help. And make sure to hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so. And we appreciate you guys. With all that being said, guys, we're going to end with our normal. Remember, your mental health is a priority. Your happiness is essential. And your self-care is an absolute necessity. Until we see you guys on Tuesday, love you guys. Have a good night.